The mask of confidence, the hidden anxiety behind arrogance. A Pizzaverse psychological documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo. The performance of power. You ever meet someone who walks in a room like they own it? Big talk, loud voice, no doubt in sight. They're magnetic, the kind of people who make you feel smaller just by standing next to them. But if you look close enough, past the grin, past the bravado, you can see it. A flicker. A tremor behind the eyes. That's not confidence, kid. That's armor. C. The world worships strength. Nobody wants to admit they're scared, insecure, or uncertain. So we fake it. We puff our chest, we raise our chin, and we start performing a version of ourselves that looks unbreakable, 'cause somewhere deep down, we're terrified we already cracked. This ain't a story about ego. It's about fear. It's about how anxiety hides in the body of a showman, and how sometimes the loudest person in the room is begging for silence. The psychology of overcompensation. There's a word for this in psychology: overcompensation. When a person feels small inside, they inflate themselves outside to balance the scale. The brain hates weakness. It learned that vulnerability equals pain. So instead of admitting fear, it builds a persona to protect it, a mask made of confidence, charisma, and control. The irony? The mask works for a while. People start believing it. You start believing it. But the longer you wear it, the heavier it gets. 'Cause you ain't playing a role, you're hiding in it. That's why arrogant people need attention like oxygen. The moment they stop getting validation, the mask starts cracking, and the fear underneath starts screaming. The roots of the mask. Nobody's born arrogant. They become it. Maybe they grew up in a house where weakness got punished, where crying was a sin and mistakes were treated like betrayal. So they learned early, if I act perfect, maybe they'll love me. If I act strong, maybe they won't leave. That's the blueprint of arrogance, a wound wearing a tuxedo. And here's the kicker: it ain't just the loud ones. Even quiet perfectionists wear the same mask, just painted softer. They're terrified of looking foolish, so they avoid risk, control every detail, chase approval like it's oxygen. Underneath the confidence, it's the same ache. I'm not enough unless I prove it. The anxiety engine. Arrogance runs on anxiety like a car runs on gas. Every boast, every flex, every put down, it's just fear with a louder accent. Neuroscience shows that people with fragile egos have hyperactive threat systems. That means they interpret criticism as danger. Not disagreement, danger. It's fight or flight, baby, but in a suit. So they fight. They argue, dominate, interrupt. They can't handle being wrong, 'cause wrong feels like exposure, like someone just ripped the mask off in public. You ever wonder why some people explode when they're challenged? Ain't 'cause they're strong. It's 'cause they're terrified. The culture of performance. Let's be real, we built a world that rewards arrogance. Social media, hustle culture, alpha mindset, grind till you die, all that noise. Confidence sells. Vulnerability don't. So we start acting the part, curating our lives like movie trailers, showing only the highlight reel. Likes become applause. Arrogance becomes armor. And humility? That's mistaken for weakness. But here's the twist. The same society that worships confidence also loves to destroy it. One bad tweet, one failure, one rumor, and the mob that crowned you king will drag you through the dirt for bleed-in human. We don't raise people anymore. We inflate them till they pop. The cost of the mask. The mask might get you respect, but it don't get you peace. You can't rest when you're actin'. You can't love when you're performin'. That's why arrogant people burn out fast, 'cause the anxiety never shuts up. They wake up every day terrified of being exposed, of losing control, of falling from grace. And when the mask finally cracks, when the charm fades, the followers disappear, the mirror stops flattering, that's when they realize nobody ever loved them. They loved the mask. The courage to be small. So what's the cure, huh? It ain't humility. It's honesty. True confidence don't come from knowing everything. It comes from accepting that you don't, and knowing that's okay. You can drop the act. You can admit you're scared. You can say, I don't know, without losing your worth. You ain't small for letting the world see your cracks. You're brave for showing you're human. That's the real flex, kid, walking in the room without armor and still standing tall. Bambi's word to the wise. Listen, Paysan's confidence ain't something you perform. It's something you practice. Every time you tell the truth about who you are, you take off another piece of the mask. Every time you stop talking and start listening, you trade ego for empathy. And every time you stop chasing approval and start leaking yourself in silence, that's when you find real power. So take it from me, the world don't need more perfect people. It needs more honest ones. Drop the act. Breathe. You ain't gotta prove you're fearless to be free. If this hits something real, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, talk about it, start a conversation. And if you're digging these deep dives into the mind, subscribe to Bambi Palermo and the Pizzaverse Studios, where truth don't come sugar-coated, it comes straight, like espresso. We ain't here to preach. We're here to understand. So keep thinking, keep feeling, and keep lifting that mask, one truth at a time. Thanks for watching.